Hey everybody. In class today, remember we worked on solving one-step inequalities by using inverse operations. Tonight we're going to do a few examples of two-step inequalities. And to solve these, we really just solve them the same way that we would solve an equation, except just like with one-step inequalities, there's one exception. If we multiply or divide by a negative number, we flip the inequality sign. So that's the same whether we're solving any type of inequality statement for a variable. If we multiply or divide by a negative number, we flip the inequality. So let's take a look at our two examples here. In our first example, we have 2m minus 3 is less than or equal to 13. So to start, I'm going to draw my line through the inequality symbol to separate my two sides. On my left side I have 2m minus 3, my right side I have 13. So my first step over here, just like if this was an equation, I have 2m minus 3, I'm going to undo the subtraction first. And to do that, I use the inverse operation. I'm going to add 3 to both sides. So negative 3 plus 3 is 0. We're left with 2m is less than or equal to 16. Now, notice I kept the inequality facing the same way, because so far all I did was add 3 to both sides. I haven't divided or multiplied by a negative number. Now I have 2m is less than or equal to 16. 2m means 2 times m, so I have to do the opposite of times, which is divide. Divide by 2, and we have m is less than or equal to 8. That's it. We have our answer. M is less than or equal to 8. Now we're actually going to graph this answer 2 on the number line. So I'm just going to scroll down a little bit here to give myself a little bit more room. Now, draw a number line. And I have m is less than or equal to 8. You know what, I'm going to put 8 in the middle. And we'll count by 4s. I'll put 4 over here, and I'll put 12 over here. Try to make sure my spaces are equal. So I have 4, 8, 12, and m is less than or equal to 8, so I know that's going to be a closed circle because 8 is a solution. 8 is part of our answer. 8 would make this original equation true, and m is less than 8 also. So we're also going to shade in all the numbers to the left here. So here we have our answer written as an inequality, and here we have all of our answers plotted on a number line. 8 and everything to the left. Let's solve our second example here, example B. In example B, we have x divided by negative 5 plus 4 is greater than 3. We'll start by drawing our line through the inequality, just like we would do through an equal sign. And I'm going to get rid of this plus 4 by subtracting 4 on both sides. I have x over negative 5 is greater than 3 minus 4 gives us negative 1. Now, this is x divided by 5. To undo the division, I have to multiply by negative 5. Now, the multiplication and the division cancel out over here. We have x. On the right side, we have negative 1 times negative 5. That's positive 5. And because I multiplied by this negative number right here, I have to flip my inequality. So instead of greater than, this inequality is now less than. And my answer says x is less than 5. So let's put that on a number line. So I'm going to do 5 in the middle again, and I'm going to do 0 over here, and we'll do 10 over here. Once again, trying to keep my spaces equal. Now, x is less than 5, so we know we're going to shade to the left, but we can't include 5 in our answer, so we're going to leave an open circle around 5 on the number line, and then we'll just shade all the numbers to the left of that circle. So once again, we have our answer in two different forms here. We have it as an inequality, and we have it graphed, written on the number line. All right, we have two more examples here just to get a little bit more practice. Example C, We'll draw a line. Negative x minus 1. We'll add 1 to start. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. That leaves us with negative x is greater than negative 6. Now negative x, remember we can think of this as having a 1 in front of it. Negative x is the same as negative 1x. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide by negative 1. Negative 1 divided by negative 1 is 1. We're left with x. We have 6 on the right, and because we divided by a negative, we flip the inequality. Okay, this right here, dividing by a negative means we have to flip it. So now we'll graph our answer. I'm going to do 0, 3, and 6 this time. Doesn't matter what we count by. We just want to make sure our spaces are even and we have the right number. So we have 6, open circle, going to the left. In our final example, example D, start with our line. We have minus 5 here, so we'll add 5, plus 5. Negative 5 plus 5 is 0. We have x over 2 left over is greater than or equal to negative 6. Now, this is x divided by 2, so we want to do the opposite. We're going to multiply. These will cancel. We have x. We have negative 12 on the right. Now, because we multiplied by a positive number on both sides, this 2 right here is positive. Nothing happens with the inequality. Inequality stays the same. X is greater than or equal to negative 12. So we can draw our number line. We can really graph this however we want. We can put 0 in the middle, 12 over here. Try to keep our spaces equal as always, and we'll put negative 12 over here. Now x is greater than or equal to negative 12, so that means we have to shade in our circle this time, because negative 12 is part of our answer, and we shade to the right. All of these numbers over here are part of the solution. All right, that's our last example. Go ahead, finish up your notes, submit through Canvas, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.